Curries Corner. The opinions expressed are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of B1039, Up North Radio, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Time for Curries Corner, brought to you by Big Rapids Pennzoil and Auto Repair, Seth Winger at the Winger Insurance Agency, Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile, Barrington Firearms and Training Center, DW2 Drywall, and Michigan Landscape and Excavate.
There's a man named Pat Curry, he's got a passion for the news. Brings the stories of Big Rapids and Mecosta County to you. Tune in and turn it up, let's have some fun.
On B1039. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, before we even start, that if you have a computer connection or your phone, you should go to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/B1039 Big Rapids, because today is show and tell again. We're going to have a lot of pictures. So if you want to see the pictures, we can't show the pictures on the radio, obviously. So you have to go to the Facebook. So we're going to need to get that a lot closer, or else they're not going to hear you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So
we'll get her, Bobby.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, a lot of things going on right now. We could talk about all morning about some great ladies that just left this earth for the heavens, and one is Mrs. Leiter, Junior Leiter's wife died. I think she was in her 80s, but that doesn't matter. She was a great lady, and everybody loved her that knew her. She was Riley Walters' sister, and Betty Vero. I remember Betty real well, all out by Rodney there. And, Junior was just a great guy back in the day, and now she's reunited with him, but leaves a great family here, Tim and his siblings, and, just a great lady. Kay Farrell. Another one just left here last week. She was the mayor. But more importantly, I remember Kay as being a friend back in the day, and everybody liked Kay. She ran for commissioner and won that, and then she became mayor and did a nice job there. And gosh, it seems like eternity when she was the mayor. It seems like so long ago. But I remember her and Marie Mandrella. I went to their open house. I think it was on Maple Street. They had temps. And the concept was that you go through us and we'll get you a job. And so she worked for Hayworth when they, for Globe International, actually it was at the beginning there on Hanchett Drive or Mason Drive. And she got them employees, and it turned into a big company. I think they sold it eventually, and she went on to other things. And she's going to be missed. She leaves a son there and daughter. And great gal. We appreciate everything she did for Big Rapids. Left a little legacy of a lady there. Just recently on this Facebook again, they said they asked who was the most influential lady in Big Rapids in recent years. Who do you think it would be? Of course, Doug Rant nominated me, and Doug's an a-hole. I can't say asshole. I can't say that.
I said to her, bad puppy, no
I can call
biscuit.
him a butthead, right? But I can't call him an asshole. But anyway.
Oh, hey.
Well, I can't say that word, right?
You.
Oh, I thought you were time delaying now.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, good. Yeah, so you didn't hear that.
Stumped it.
But anyway, I love Doug sometimes. Big sponsor for us tomorrow. But anyway, that being said, I said to my wife, I said, I'm gonna write down the top 10 ladies of Big Rapids in my lifetime that was influential to people in Big Rapids and the gift that they gave to Big Rapids. Well, I haven't had really I was going to do it today, but we got a lot of things on board, so I'm going to do it next Tuesday. And I'm going to tell you who I think some of the greatest ladies. And is there a number one? Yeah, there'll be a number one. You can only guess. But we've had some great ladies in this community, so I'd like to honor them next week on our show. So listen in. Bob, a lot of things going on right now. New president, a lot of nervous people out there, insecure, really worried about the United States. And then there's a lot of people, obviously, who just tickled to death. I like both of those people, but I really do feel bad for the ones that are slamming our president right now. I never slammed Obama or Biden or Reagan or any of them. I think once a man is voted in by the majority, we ought to respect him. It says a lot about a person when you start getting down on somebody like that and cursing them out and calling them bad names and saying they're worthless piece of beep. I didn't say it, Bob. But, gosh, I just hope they can find peace and comfort in their lives. And let life go on, because, a lot of people, when Obama went in there, everybody thought, oh, my Lord, the world's going to go to you know what? I didn't use that word, Bob, but it didn't. He did all right. He did what he thought he should do as a president. I liked him. I like Biden. I think it's sad that the health problem with Biden deterred him from being a good president. Now, I'm not saying he was bad, but he could have done some things differently. But anyway, respect our president, please, because the world's watching us right now. But if you want to put a smile on your face, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to turn to Chapter Saturday. Owen Patrick, I call him my grandson, and Hair Bear had their second game. And they played Beale City, a real tough Beale City team, and played a nice team from Alma. Anyway, Hair Bears are pretty good. He's in third grade. They're a fourth grade team. And Owen's in second grade. And he put one in the first game. Owen got his first basket of the year. I know I'm boring you guys, but there's a ending to this story. So the second game, he put one up, and it went over. And these guys are fourth graders. They're a lot taller than him, right? They're a foot taller, Bob. Can you visualize this?
I can.
And he put one up, and he knew he had to get over that guy. And this kid was this much taller. Right? So he put one up, and it was a probably 12-footer.
Yep.
Strong little second grader. Puts it up, and it swishes, goes in. Call it luck, whatever. But you know what? He's been shooting baskets.
Yeah.
But it probably was luck.
Well,
anyway,
it could be skill and luck.
Oh, you talk about a smile on my face. Everybody, I don't get emotional.
But you don't have to be the tallest guy in the room to score the baskets. There's this Japanese player now that came over, and he's playing against the 7-footers, and he's 5'10", and he's going one-on-one with these guys.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter if you have the skill to get it up there and get it in, and just be able to bob and weave around them.
Yeah. So anyway, he was so excited, he turned and ran down to get on defense, right? So he gets down there on defense. Of course, this other guy from, Alma team, he follows him down there, and of course, he's on offense. They get down there, and I'm watching him because I just love the smile on his face. He was very grateful. And this Alma kid turns and looks at him, and Owen looks at him, and he gives him a fist. Good job, he said. I could read his lip. He goes, good job. Wow, what a
sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So after the game, I like to talk to people, as you know, and this couple from Alma had their Alma shirts on. And I said to him, I says, you got some good kids on that team. And my little grandson, I told him the story. And I said, that big fella, 12 inches taller than him, looks at Owen, gives him a fist, and says, good job. And Owen got a big smile on his face. This guy's, foot tall. And he goes, that was our son. Well, the greatest compliment you can get is when somebody says something nice that your son did.
Don't know
and
who
you
it was.
Gleaming. They just love that compliment. Sure. Nice. Well, you're doing a good job. And so are a lot of other people. But anyway, I could go on and talk about Owen. We got John Zimmerman with us today. And I asked John back, I think this is your third time, John?
I think so. Third time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, he and I have coffee together in the afternoons. And the reason I'm a little late this morning, again, we had a great group in there. Randy Vetter, he's on his way of good health. Heart operation went well.
Good.
He's not smoking anymore. He's still drinking a little coffee, reading the paper, which probably isn't good for him. But then you got Kim Wells and Bill Shively, and we had old Pete there, Kent, and Carmen Bean was in, and Mike Wisnick. And one other, probably Al Lawson. But anyway, a great group of guys. And if you ever want a laugh, come in the morning. Those guys, I tell you, Kim Wells and Randy, they hit on me quite often. And this morning's topic was, I can't tell you about it. It's too long. But if you want to stop in and have coffee somewhere.
There you go. That's a tease. Come in.
But anyway, John brought some pictures with us. And we just kind of want to reminisce a little bit this morning on the history of Mecosta County and what John did when he was a younger boy as far as getting out there in the snow. Today these kids have their phones to occupy their time. Back in the old days, you didn't have phones. Heck, you didn't even have a phone in your house. A lot of them were running water. That's how old John Zimmerman is. Talking about that, I'll jump course just for a little bit. I want to wish somebody, a very dear friend of mine in heaven today. It's his birthday. His brother, Fred Zimmerman. He'd be 86 years old today. And I tell you, everybody still talks about his interview I had with him here on his life's journey. But welcome this morning, John.
Thank you, Pat.
Yep. And I see
Very
you have
nice day.
Yes, it is. God's gift us another day.
Yeah.
I see you got Fred's picture there.
Yeah, I do have Fred's picture here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, good old brother. Both of my brothers was good, and then the other one we have to honor here this morning. You're talking about good ladies and good things. Look at this lady. Her birthday was Sunday, and that would be my mother.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have a lot of pictures here this morning, and probably a lot of history in here. And of course, we can talk about some history of Big Rapids and surrounding areas. And so I don't know where we want to start, but I guess I'll kind of leave that up to Pat. But one of the things that kind of got me in here today.
Yeah.
I
Let me
have
stop
a
you
picture
for a minute.
here.
John asked me if I remember this, and I don't really remember it.
You don't?
No, I don't
Okay.
think I do. So that means I'm a young man yet.
It is. You're a young man. But anyway, this set of logging wheels used to set right across the road from Van Brocklin, or I don't think it's Van Brocklin anymore, but we'll call it Van Brocklin, the donut shop.
Yeah, Jack's is now, yep.
What is it?
Jack's Northern Italian.
Okay,
or Jack's
okay.
Italian Bakery, yep.
Okay, it's set right across from there. And as a young kid, we used to go out and had cattle out by West Avenue. We used to pasture the young cattle there in the summer. And we'd stop there and have a picnic lunch by those wheels. And I remember maybe, I don't know about picnic tables, but maybe some benches, but they were very pretty and interesting to sit by. And I guess the reason my interest in these is there's probably an awful lot of houses in Big Rapids that this set of wheels probably drug the logs out and was taken to sawmills, and the boards was sawed out, and probably a lot of houses in this town that was those had to do with the beginnings of that. Well, the beginnings of it was actually falling the trees and getting them cut. But my reason for it is I'd like to find them if I could, if somebody knows some information about them, and I'd like to see them rebuilt and put on someplace in Big Rapids area on a nice cement slab and a roof over the top of them to keep them out of the weather, and probably some history about them, you know, write-ups and one thing and another. I think it'd be very interesting to the Big Rapids area.
Yeah, you know, we talked earlier this week, today's Tuesday, yesterday and Saturday, I guess we talked about Bob King. I'd like to have Bob come on one of these days. He's got a lot of photographs.
A lot of stuff.
And,
a lot of.
Geez, he's
I don't know how
finding
he.
all kinds
I don't know
of
how
things.
how he accumulated all of it, but through friends and older friends and stuff. But so that was one of the things. And if anybody's got any idea, I did do some research about this, and what happened to them somewhere's in the 60s, maybe. They got pushed off the riverbank out into the river, and a city, county, somebody, might have been Curries Wrecker, if he's had a wrecker. I think he's had a wrecker in them days. Got them back up out of there, and they ended up in the city garage for a long period of time. And then, I don't know, no interest in them, I guess. And pretty soon they got taken out in the yard there at the city, and Larry Potter supposedly ended up with them. And I'm trying to figure out where they might be.
Yeah, like I was telling you, I mean, Bobby Fountain, you know, is real close to the Potters there. But he didn't know.
No, Bobby didn't know, and he sicked me on to some other people and one thing and another. And if I had my old friend, A.J. Moreland started the Tractor Club, the Big Rapids Antique Power, and A.J. was a real historian about finding, keeping track of all of those things. But, of course, I've lost A.J. I have not contacted Karen, but Karen's his daughter, and she might have a little knowledge of where these could be, or maybe if we can't find that's the set that was here, maybe we got to go out and find a different set someplace and kind of replace them. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So I guess everybody knows Pat knows where Curry's is at, and hey, that almost rhymes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
hat,
there you go. So maybe you guys could help me a little bit, and we'll try to find them.
All right, once again, get that on there real good. And that's what they're, I doubt it'd be pretty hard to find it,
Well, never know. Maybe we might hit the right place.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, at least we're trying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, that sure is look nice. I wonder when that was taken.
I don't know. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
It must have been in the summertime. There's leaves on the tree.
Yeah,
It wasn't in the winter, so we know that, Bob. We're pretty smart fellas, ain't we?
You know, that was beautiful. The river was really wide at that time before they took the dam out.
Yeah.
That was a really pretty spot right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Used to go swimming down there off that trestle there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Up there. And,
Yeah.
boy, nobody ever died there, I don't believe, either, off that trestle.
No.
Should have, though. We were acting oof.
Yeah, that was one of the other things I was going to talk about is how that train went through Hanchett's and Denham's at that time, closed the road off. That would have been Pierre Marquette Street. We'd actually close that road, and we'd sometimes be going into church. You never know if it was going to be open.
Did it back up then, or did it go around?
You know, I really don't know. I think it went in. I think it back out, and must have been a little switcher or something over there on the east side.
I remember a lot of trains, tracks there behind Hatchett's there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I bet it did back up.
I think it
because it went in
probably
the building, didn't it?
Yeah, it went through both buildings.
Right.
Yeah, went through both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of industry back there.
Oh boy, you know, Hanchett's. There was a lot of people out my way worked at Hanchett's, and of course the old cars wouldn't start, so they talked about how they'd leave them run all night so they could get to work in the morning. And
oh, really?
we had some cold weather. You know, the other day people's having a fit here about it being 21 below zero. I remember when it got to 21 below zero, that was a warm day.
Really?
Back in the day, it
Yeah.
was cold.
Just turn your thermostat up in your house and the gas started fired right up, didn't it?
Yeah, thermostat, right.
Yeah.
Extra log.
Did you have a furnace in your house back in them days?
No.
Just
we
wood
had
stove?
a wood cook stove, and we had a wood heating stove, and those cold days, no plumbing in the house, no electricity,
Didn't
no
have any
water.
frozen pipes.
Didn't have to worry about that.
They're having frozen pipes now.
Well, they sure are.
Little building in the back. That was
Yeah.
Well, you know, I remember Uncle Lorne and Aunt Margaret's place there, the Depews on New Costa Avenue, and we used to stay out there a lot. In the wintertime, we'd throw that wood down in that little window into the basement, and that's where their furnace was, and we'd stoke that fire up, boy, before we go to bed at night. Yeah, it's a lot of good memories there. Nowadays, just turn the thermostat up, hopefully see Ray and made the...
Watch them $10 bills go right up the chimney.
You know, natural gas is pretty reasonable, though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not bad. You have it, don't you, Bob?
I do, yeah.
What was your heat bill last month?
I had balance billing, so it's like $75 a month. So
yeah, so that's
it's
pretty cheap.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Natural gas is pretty reasonable. Hopefully they'll open up them pipelines a little bit more, get a little more reasonable.
That'd be great.
Things are going to look good, I hope. Yeah. So anyway, what else you got there, John? You got some
we could go
good pictures?
I don't know where we want to start.
Well, just start anywhere. When you were a little kid there, what was it like when you were growing up there?
Oh, what was it like? It was.
Did you have cars or did you ride horses?
Well, we had a 1930 Model A, and again, I got to thank my sister-in-law Carol for putting this all together. And I doubt she ever had a clue that this would end up on a radio talk show. And but it was very nice that you'd done this, Carol. Thank you so much again for that. But
pretty simple back then, wasn't it?
Pretty simple.
Did you ever worry about money?
Not much. Christmas time. Christmas time, you'd worry about how you was going to buy everybody some little Christmas gift, and you'd worry about how you was going to get a job, someplace.
Who was the richest man? Do you remember when you were a kid? Who'd Pa talk about? Who was the wealthiest family in town?
Everybody always talked about Top Taggart being a millionaire, and nobody had a clue on. I never had a clue on what would be a millionaire.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Right.
But everybody helped one another.
You knew the bankers.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't know them too much at that time, because I was too young to know
did. Your
about.
dad did, probably.
My dad did. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in here about banking.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to the back of that.
Yeah,
and talk
go ahead.
about it a minute. Last night I was looking through this a little bit, and there was a thing where Dad had bought a car, a 54 Chevy car. I don't know if I can hit it here. Right here. I'll let you go over that, Pat.
Bill of sale?
A bill of sale.
Carol Ritchie now married Mrs. Ernest Minert. Party of the first party has this date sold and Fred Zimmerman and Mary Zimmerman parties. The second part have this date purchased 154 two-door Chevrolet engine, model covered, blah, 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 title. Sum of $875. $775 cash paid this date upon signing a bill of sale. $100 to be paid in cash upon delivery certified of title by said first party, said second parties. Wow. They had the money then, didn't they? Huh?
Didn't need that much money back then, but I guess $875 was a lot.
Yeah, you bet it was, yeah. Paid in full, $875 for the 1974. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, ain't it?
Yeah.
People saved back then, didn't they?
They did.
Well, they went through
Second
some hard
World
times.
War was over and depression, and everybody was worried about having money, and you're talking about money. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd your dad do again for a living?
My dad had about 3 jobs all the time. We had to farm out east of town, still have it.
Okay,
And he drove, he worked carpenter work in the summer months, plus had to farm, and then he would do mechanic work. And in the winter months, of course, carpentry work would go down, build a lot of these homes right up through here, or worked on them with Eaton's brothers and the Allison boys. Don LeBrie worked for him. He'd done cement work, done silos and different stuff. And my brother Fred worked for Don LeBrie too. Poured these silos up. I remember him talking about how they'd done 1.5 feet a day or something like that, and had to raise the forms up. And of course, we always farmed, and then Dad done the carpenter work, and then drove school bus in the winter.
Wow, here's a good note or letter. Dear Aunt Mary and Uncle Fred, thank you so much for the $3 you gave me for my graduation. I sure can use it. I'm going to use your money and Aunt Agnes's to buy one of those beautiful white sweaters I want so much. Thank you again for remembering me so nicely. Love, Jeannie. That was Jeannie Ulrich. Now,
Jeannie
would that be
Ulrich,
John
Jeannie
Doyle's?
Doyle. Yeah. I have a lot of
Pretty
pictures
good,
in
ain't
there, the Doyles.
Yeah. People wrote a
Talk
lot
about
more
how
back
people
then, didn't
appreciated things. Think about that, appreciating $3.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
They still do.
Yeah, there's a
buys
lot
you
of
candy
stuff.
bar today.
There is always a thank you note.
Huh?
People learned how to write thank you notes.
They have beautiful
Now you got
penmanship
emails.
too, didn't they?
Nice handwriting,
Don't need
very
writing
nice.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's anybody go to jail? You got any certified letters? You got to go to jail today?
I don't think there's any
Nobody
of
got
those
in
in there
trouble
that I
back
know
then?
of. No, I don't know.
them days
You
are
kind of
any
leaf through,
warrants or
you'll
anything.
find some
He wants the juicy stuff,
Yeah, I
wedding
wanna know what-
invitations and
who
weddings
had
and
whose.
stuff. Here we go. Let me see. This is
Kramer?
one of the Loose boys right here. I think that's Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Kyle Loose
All right, yeah,
is the
Ken
younger
Kyle.
kids. And I don't know.
Kramer, is he the one on Seinfeld? No, probably
That
not.
might be that has the elevator.
Oh, really?
Big Rapids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steve?
Steve.
Yeah.
There you go, Steve.
Wow.
Yes, I think that's who
Yeah.
that is.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, in here,
The Moors, yeah.
yeah, the Moors.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you go through, you'll find a lot
Yeah.
of interesting pictures
yeah.
here.
Yeah. There's Charles.
There we go.
Chuck,
Now that's my brother
Chuck
Charles.
Burwell.
Yeah. I don't know who this
Johnny.
young little
Yeah.
punkaroo is here.
Who are you named after? My brother John?
Could be. I don't know. The Curries and the Zimmermans. I get accused of being a Curry all the time. Do you know
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's Fred, the
There was a
birthday
good
boy.
old boy. Yeah.
He's a tough old boy, wasn't he?
Yeah. This is some family pictures over there.
Oh,
That's I'm sure that from here, that's
Yep.
my mother and Ann Doyle and Marie Bush. That'd be my dad's sister, youngest
Oh, okay.
sister.
Yeah, you guys
That'd be-
related to everybody, aren't you?
We sure were.
Yeah.
Still are. What's left of
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one picture in here, Fred, someplace. Well, you'll come to it in a minute here. We got to think about that picture, what he was thinking about when we get to it.
Well, here,
Just-
we'll get to it here.
We'll go slow. There's some nice pictures here.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
some, this is, I'm having a hard time
That's your
seeing
wife
anything
there.
here. Yes,
Diane?
it is my
Yeah.
wife, Diane. Yeah,
Do you still have that train?
I do.
I never see it out anymore. You used
Well,
to bring it to
I,
St. Mary's a lot.
I
didn't you?
used to do that. Yes, I have that train. That's very interesting. I have it, my daughter Jamie and my kids helped me repaint it and everything, and It's a really nice working train.
That little 2-cylinder?
No, I have a 1-cylinder Briggs in it, as I recall.
Is that right?
About as 8 horse or something
You're
like
pretty
that.
good, though, huh?
Pardon?
Chain driven?
Oh, yeah. No, belt driven.
Oh, belt driven, yeah. Okay.
So here I think is some reunions and that we're probably at here. I don't know if you can see all them.
Let me break in real fast. Say WBZX Big Rapids,
9 o'clock,
top of the
right.
hour. And I'm looking at it here. So if you want to see the pictures, okay, because people are tuning in and saying, you're talking about all these pictures. You want to see them, go to our Facebook page, which is Big Rapids it's facebook.com. And then you do a / and it's Big Rapids B1039. All right, that'll bring you to the page, and you can look in on the pictures while we're looking at them.
Well, now we're
Thanks
taking
to
a little
Mary
break.
Ann.
Let's thank our sponsors
Yeah, let's
here.
do that. And then we'll regroup and continue on.
Yeah.
All right.
Want Seth Winger and Gilbert's and DW2 Drywall, Michigan Landscape and Excavate, Barrett's Firearms. Take a break and let's do it.
You got it on B1039.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus, color time. Stop and shop with us for a while.
This is Amy.
And this is Corinne
From Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile. Make your home cozy, stylish, and uniquely yours at Gilbert's Carpets Plus in Big Rapids. We specialize in custom rugs featuring plush textures, captivating patterns, and even durable Berbers. Imagine stepping on a rug designed to fit your lifestyle and blends perfectly, so soft, luxurious, and made just for you.
From rich textures to intricate designs, we have the options you need to add warmth and character to any room. Visit us at 14150 Northland Drive or call 231-796-2700 to start creating your custom rug today. With Gilbert's Carpets Plus, style and comfort are just a step away.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus, color time. Stop and shop with us for a while. Gilbert's is there for you.
Where do you go for Michigan's #1 concealed pistol license course? The same place thousands of Michigan residents have over the past 15 years, the Barrett's Firearms Training Center. The BFTC conducts state-certified CPL courses right here locally inside the Barrett's Conservation Club at 3444 18 Mile Road in Barrett's. For just $99, all you need to bring us is your Michigan ID to these all-inclusive one-day CPL courses, which include the use of firearms, ammo, eye and ear protection, coffee and donuts in the morning, and lunch at noon. That's right, just $99 gets you everything needed to take the police department instructed course that includes the training necessary to safely load, unload, handle, and store your firearm. Students will also be trained on when it is legal to defend themselves with a firearm under Michigan's Stand Your Ground law and Castle Doctrine. Call 231-250-7257 or go online at michigancpltraining.com to register for one of their upcoming $99 all-inclusive CPL courses. Get armed, get trained at the Barrett's Firearms Training Center.
A trusted landscape design starts with the right team, and the right team to discuss what can be is Michigan Landscape and Excavate. This team is led by Michigan lifer Jeff Garrett. Jeff has assembled a team that knows that high customer satisfaction is why they stay in business. He requires his team to be the most professional service you've ever worked with for both residential and commercial accounts. Grading and land sculpting, trenching, excavating, septic systems, bulldozing, retaining walls, hydro seeding, seasonal cleanup, one-offs. They're a full-service landscape and excavation contractor. Michigan Landscape and Excavate create complete landscape solutions to be uniquely personal. As they say, now that's magazine worthy. They're committed to excellence. Text or call 231-349-4667 or email michigan.landscape.excavate@gmail.com.
Dale I've known for many, many years, and I tell you what, when somebody needs some help, he's there. Just like your typical Mecosta County resident, Dale Whaley is a good American. So if you're ever looking for a drywaller for free estimate, call Dale. I'm telling you, you're going to be happy with his work. I have recommended Dale to a lot of people, and you know what the greatest compliment I've ever gotten is thanks for sending Dale. He did a great job for me. Guy's just fantastic. Just not only is a drywaller with DW2 drywalling, but just a great person. It doesn't hurt to have him come into Curries either. There's just so many good things about Dale. He's just a great American, and give him a call, DW2 Drywall at 231-679-0475. That's right, 231-679-0475. Dale Whaley is DW2 Drywall. Greatest guy on drywalling end of it.
Pennzoil in Big Rapids is your quick-stop shop for oil changes and so much more. With certified techs and 35 years experience, they'll have you in and out in a flash. And a free car wash with every service. And don't forget about tires. As quickly as the seasons change in Michigan, it's easy to lose your grip. Luckily, Pennzoil in Big Rapids has the tires you need to dominate all seasons in Michigan. Big tires, fast tires, grippy tires, sleek tires. Go see Zach Wells at Big Rapids Pennzoil today. He'll get you back on the road and ready to roll. That's Big Rapids Pennzoil, located at 710 North State Street, or give them a call at 231-796-4730.
I'm Seth Wenger from Wenger Insurance. For more than 100 years, we've been providing professional service and competitive insurance to West Michigan. Come visit us on Perry Street in Big Rapids or give us a call at 796-0778. We're here for you now, and we'll be here when you need us most. 796-0778.
And we're back on Curries Corner here on
Okay, Bobby.
So, get on
Bob, you're looking good this morning.
Hey, well, we're on TV. I'm watching it now. See, I have it on the screen.
Oh, you are, yeah.
Well, that's pretty nice. I didn't realize you had it there.
Yeah.
One of the things, Pat, I'd like to remind people about or talk about here, Saturday night from 5 to 7:30, there's a chili cook-off at St. Mary's.
Yep.
And I think it's $8 a person, but it's real reasonable, almost like that $3 gift for the sweater.
Right.
Maybe just a little bit higher.
Where's it at? St. Mary's Parish Center?
St. Mary's Parish Center. That'll be Saturday night, 5 till 7:30. And a lot of interesting people there, and a lot of conversation, and good chili, and all kinds of stuff. And I guess one of the other things might be a little early on this, but I'm sure Pat and I will be talking again. But when is all-class reunion? Is it the 1st of August or the end
first
of
Saturday of every August, yeah.
First Saturday of every August. Okay. Well, the Friday night before that, at our place, 7011 East 13 Mile Road, Paris, Michigan, we are having like a class reunion for 1980. That's when Diane graduated, 1980. So everybody's welcome, little dish to pass. And the same night, we're doing one from my class, 1965. So, of course, we lost one of our good old, I can't think of his name right now, but he was in...
Joe Brissett?
No. He used to do a lot of the stuff for the class reunions, and he passed away a year ago. Down with your sister, Nancy. Yeah, Nancy.
Dayton Stone?
Dayton Stone.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's going to replace Dayton Stone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be Nancy.
Maybe, yeah.
Whoever, somebody.
You guys had a pretty good class there.
We had a really good class.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we're hoping we'll have to talk about, I know this is early on, but we'll have to talk about it later on or earlier on to the event. But, so that's a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and then I guess we can get back to the old picture history here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So, some memories there.
Yeah. All right. You want to go through them, Pat?
No, you go ahead. You know them better than I do.
Okay, all right. I can do that.
I'll just talk about
all right.
when I see them.
Yeah. This is my mom over here. I guess I better get closer here. My oldest daughter, Jamie, right there, and I don't know who she's at. It's probably a family reunion, I'm thinking is what that is. And, there's a picture in here, and there's the old train again. Now, this right here,
you
got
a
to
rough
get
night?
close up with this. Now, we got to talk about what he's thinking about right here. What's on his mind? That's my brother, Fred. That's my double cousin, Matt Burns. Yeah. And that's Tom Glazier, my other cousin.
Oh, I knew Tom real well. He looks like Chris Long a little bit, don't he?
He does, yeah.
What if he's Chris's dad?
I don't know. And they're all passed away now, but good old boys. I
remember that statue there at St. Mary's.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think was on his mind there?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Tell you one thing.
Wasn't he?
Tell you one thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you lost? He lost his fingers in what?
Oh, we was both of us was working for Kuzno Gravel at the time when the conveyor come down and lost his part of his hand there. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what. Just 2-3 days before deer season that happened.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a killer.
Yeah.
So.
Remember yesterday, Bob Horn, the third, was in, and always enjoyed talking to Bob. We should have had him come in. He's probably not out of bed yet, though. But he's got a lot of history, too. Even though he's a couple years younger than I, he remembers a lot of stuff. That's a lot better than I do, I guess. But we had some nice conversations with him, Bob, yesterday. A guy named Tom Ty, and he was probably one of the strongest guys back in the day that there was. He was an excavating guy. He had his own company for a while there, and then Bob got him a job at the city. That didn't last too long because he punched the boss in the face because he was on him so much. But Bob had a lot of good stories about his Uncle Tom Ty and how he was kind of like a professional baseball player. I don't know how I shouldn't say kind of, he was.
He was.
He played back in the day baseball. He was a very good athlete. And, of course, the Tys, they come from good blood. I believe, the Horns are related to them. But, good people. We had a good conversation yesterday.
I think someplace right in here, there's a wedding invitation for Bob and Dolores Horn.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to need a little help there from you, Pat, with that.
Yeah.
If you want to pick them
there
out.
You go.
Yeah.
Keep on going then.
Yeah.
We're going to move right
It's
along
one
here,
of these
Jacob.
here.
Yep, don't know that one.
Ain't that one?
Lois, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they did get married. I know that.
Yeah, I seen it.
I knew
there
Dolores' dad real well, Worth Conley.
yeah.
He was quite the coon hunter back in the day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Man, he was hunting everything back in the day. Pelts were worth some. Julia Ty right there, long-time resident of Sherman. Well, yeah, see, that's right down the road from us.
You're right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they was related. I don't know where this invitation is to Bob and Dolores Horn, but it was quite interesting to see that and about the Ties. You know that young couple there?
Yeah, sir. That's the old farmer up there. What the heck's his name?
Bill Stradoff.
Yeah,
yeah, they do the organic milk.
Well.
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
And this couple here, I don't know if I know them or not.
Fitzgerald, that's a good Irishman family.
It is, yeah. That's my lovely wife there. And it's a picture when we got married.
Yep. She was freshman?
Oh, pretty near.
Yeah. We always call them young ones freshmen. They're fresh girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's Freddie
keeps
again.
coming back to Fred, my brother Charles.
Well, it's his birthday today, you know. We got John Zimmerman with us this morning.
Yeah.
He's just very proud to be a Zimmerman.
Oh, for sure.
And then his mother was a Burns, which is a big name here in town.
Yeah.
And then you're related to Joe Bayshaw. We should have brought Joe on. He could have added to a lot of this.
Yeah, he's like this, but he's probably watching it someplace.
Well, he's probably listening and watching it.
Yeah, he probably is. Pretty good
come
Joe.
out if he wanted to.
He's a pretty good Joe.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
We're the old folks now, and we're looking back, reminiscing this morning at some pictures here. If you're going crazy saying stop for a minute, well, we will. And you can call in, too. Bob, you got an RV show or something coming up
a car show this weekend.
Car show.
Yeah, car show, yep. So
I went to the RV show down there a couple of Saturdays ago with Carmen Bean and Sue and Penny and I. And,
nice.
And I was looking at this one for about $500,000.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
And the guy says, you like it? And I said, yeah, I do. This is kind of nice. And he said, well, it can be yours.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't know. He goes, what do you do? And I said, I work in the gas station. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I said, well, what's wrong with working in the gas station?
That's right, yeah. This is my mother's sister, Ann Doyle, and that would be...
I don't think he thought I could afford it, which I can.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Dream on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This who now?
I don't think we can get you out of Big Rapids long enough to enjoy it.
That's my mother's sister. They looked like twins, but they really weren't. But that's John and all the Doyle girls. His mom.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
And here's Mom and Dad, and that would be Aunt Marie, and over here would be they called her Sis, but that'd be Joanne Doyle. There was Jim and Joanne.
And there's your mom and dad there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And us boys. That was at their 50th wedding anniversary.
Who's the toughest one of you boys?
Whoever won.
Who won? Well, you're quite a bit younger.
Never knew who won.
Good Lord, you're what, 75? 76 now?
8.
78. And Fred's 9 years older than 87.
7 years older than me, Fred was.
Oh,
here
you
was,
don't.
yeah, here was all these girls was pretty girls, but that is Jean right there. That's the one that ended up with the $3 for the sweater. She don't have it on though. How come?
Yeah, she's a beautiful lady.
She sure was. Still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all are. You know who that is, Pat?
Freddie? Father
that's
Feckety.
Father Feckety.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Yeah, it says right there.
Oh, yeah. You're
read
cheating.
No, I was cheating, yeah. Well, I couldn't see that well. My glasses are kind of dirty.
It's kind of, I don't mean to be standing up here, but this is kind of the...
No, that's good, yeah.
I can't quite see through this thing.
Once again, if you want to see the pictures, go to Facebook.com/Big Rapids B1039. Okay, you have to go to our Facebook page. We have live video. So.
This picture here, I like to interrupt, Bob. This picture here, the reason I I bring it up, St. Mary's School, is I believe the oldest Catholic school in Michigan. Did you know that?
I think it is. I think they said
First
that
one.
Sunday morning.
Still going strong.
It is.
Yeah, Father Jagger's doing a nice job. They have a good principal over there now. And, they've always had good principals. They'll do a nice job.
Yeah.
Great teachers over there.
I have no idea what this nudity picture is.
Yeah, they dismembered something there.
Thing or something.
Probably came out of J.C. Penney's.
Oh, that's a possibility. Yeah, I don't know where
they had a lot of those mannequins
come
there.
from.
Yeah. The other day, Bob, during the snowstorm, we went and dropped off Pierce Jenneru. They live up the road from us, and their driveway goes down in a hole. I don't know why Al Vanderplug's ever built in that place. You know what I'm talking? Just across from Warden's house.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's a deep driveway, and it's a short driveway. It ain't very long. So I drove in there, dropped him off, and I was backing out, and I said to my grandson's hair-bearing Owen, I said, you guys watch both ways so I don't pull out in front of a car. I said, this is a terrible driveway, just terrible. And Owen said to me, he goes, well, my dad, he thinks it's terrible too. He always backs down the driveway when we come here. That way, when he pulls out, he can see if there's a car coming. He don't have a problem like you, Papa. And I said to him, well, you know, that's because your dad's a smart man, Owen. He goes, yeah, he is. I said, why do you think your dad's so smart? Oh, he had good parents.
Yeah, that did make a lot of difference
He comes
back
up
in those
with the
days.
darndest things.
Yeah. So where'd you come up with Hair Bear? How would you do that?
Well, his name's Harrison.
Oh.
Harrison Daniel.
Okay.
Named after his uncle Daniel that was tragically killed in a car accident, Ash Drive and 21 Mile Road about, been almost probably, Hair Bear's 9 years old, so it's just before he died. He was born after he died, I believe it was.
Oh, really?
In memory of Daniel, Harrison Daniel. Anyway, how we come up with Hair Bear, it was probably because I couldn't pronounce Harrison. And they said, well, we'll make it simple for you, old man. We'll call him Hair Bear. I don't know. I don't know where I think Adam nicknamed him Hair Bear, but the greatest gift on earth is a grandchild. You know, I go back to that Saturday's game. If you look at the grandparents and the parents that day, everybody was like going to Fantasy Island. You took the worries and threw them out the door when you walked in that door. You were there for your grandkid and just to be so proud of them, you know, and even if they weren't very good, you know. Not everybody's grandkids are as good as my kids, nor are they have the athletic ability that I instilled in my grandchildren. I should have a card here that say, laugh, Bob. I'm only kidding. Right. I always tell everybody that my grandkids are pretty good athletes, but it didn't come from me. It come from the Petersons. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So, nicknames. That's quite a situation. Okay. Sometime we ought to get on and talk about nicknames. My dad was so full of nicknames. Yeah. He couldn't remember somebody's name, probably about like I am today. So he'd come up with a nickname.
Okay.
All kinds of them. Just crazy.
Name a few, or can't you say them on the radio?
Oh, yeah, I could say them all on the radio.
My brother John was good at nicknaming, but I can't say one. I can't. Really? Well, because they weren't nice nicknames.
Oh.
Dummy, pole. Can't say the last. But, he has some good ones. Yeah. But, just like roads, back in the day, Bell's Corners, and go up to the Rock and turn left, the Red Barn on the left, the two-story one, turn right. Yeah. My dad used to always tell us that, can you remember some of the corners? Bells and
Oh yeah, sure.
Craple and
Craple Flats.
yeah.
Cozy Curves.
Yeah. What was the one down there at Stanwood there? Rogers Heights.
The Railroad Trestle.
What's the name of that place? But anyway, good Lord, there were so many of them. Anyway, yeah. Go ahead, John.
Okay.
Get carried away.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, one of the nicknames I'd like to talk about. This is quite a nickname.
All right.
Bobby Freiberg. He lived out off in Hoover Road.
Yeah.
And of course, nobody had everything they needed with on the farm, so my dad would go up there and borrow a trailer from him once in a while to haul cattle in. And he had two, they was his stepdaughters. One of them is still alive, Roline and Rosaline. I think their last name might have been Faust. I'm not sure. Could have been Freiberg.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were really pretty girls. And you want to go with me? And I don't know where you're going to. Oh, Dad, he'd kind of go into, I'm going up there, that guy, Chirwola. He called me Chirwola. I said, Chirwola, who's that? Well, that guy's got the two pretty girls up there where we borrowed the trailer. Oh, yeah, I'll go up there with him, but Chirwola. But I never did figure out how he would come up with a nickname, Chirwola.
Yeah.
But it was quite a nickname. But he had a lot of them, a lot of nicknames.
Right.
Yeah.
What did he nickname you?
I ain't going to say.
There you go. See, the radio, you can't say a lot of that.
Well, I could, but I don't.
John Boy will say. How about you, Bobby? Do you have a nickname?
I was Ostrich.
You were called Ostrich?
Yeah, because of Aldrich.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought maybe because of your long neck.
No. Yeah, definitely not long, but they Ostrich. And I was called every flavor of Bob or Robert. Now, my parents and my sister and my family all called me Robert because my mother said, you're never going to be a Bob or anything like that. You're always going to be a Robert.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen. So I got to school and became Bob, then I became Robbie, then I became Rob. Yeah, so every different flavor.
Okay.
But, that's my history, and I stand by it.
It's exciting.
Right.
Okay.
Here's another picture here of my mom and my aunt, and that'd be John Doyle's mom on this side.
Oh,
and my mom over here.
Talk about John and Nancy for a minute. That poor Nancy, she's not doing well. Keep her in your prayers, folks. She's probably the most saintly woman I've ever known.
Really
Nancy Doyle.
Yeah.
Those two people are devoted Christians. I'm not even going to say what they are. Most people know they're Catholic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just said it. But, they're the silent ones, aren't they?
Oh, they sure
They've
are.
given and given and have done a good job in life, huh?
Yeah, you better believe it.
And now she's...
John started out with nothing to work with in the wood business and went from just one thing to another, and I think ended up quite successful.
Yeah, he asked me one time if I was going to give to something. It was a fundraiser at the church. I said, no, thank the good Lord, though. And he goes, what do you mean, no, thank the good Lord? I said, well, we got you. I said, you give enough for everybody. I said, we don't have to give anything. I was only joking him, but he is a giver. I mean, that guy do anything. He's been on the cemetery board for years.
Takes a beautiful job out there at the cemetery board. Really, really nice. And got it all blacktopped and the trees.
Well, my cousins do all that. Yeah, John's done a lot.
Yeah.
Carol Oliver's out there working. She was a Kyling. Eddie's a girl. David Kyling, Catherine and Carl.
Recently, they just set that. John had a high lift, and they just set that pretty statue in the church here.
Yeah, camp's out there now.
Beautiful.
Dick's
for sure.
All right, moving right along on the show here. It's 22 after 9. I hope we haven't bored you too much today. I think this has been a great show.
Okay.
John Zimmerman here showing his family here.
Here's my mom and dad, probably at an anniversary again or something.
Yeah.
Maybe just pictures at church.
Your dad was a big man, wasn't he?
Yeah, pretty good sized guy. Yeah. Hard-working fellow.
Yeah. What was his mother's name? Maiden name?
Mary.
Maiden. Last name?
She was...
Polly?
No, she was Bader.
Bader. Okay.
Yeah, Bader. Yeah.
All right, so you do have some outcross there then.
Yeah. She come right from Germany when she was 7.
Wow, yeah.
7 years old.
Jeez.
Yeah. And come to the old farm, and it's been in the family for over 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah.
This is my mother again. I don't know where them pictures was taken,
She's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. pretty ladies.
When I say was, Bob, I don't mean they aren't when the present day. I just mean
for sure.
Stages
That
of
would
life.
be-
We wither a little bit.
That would be my grandpa, Martin Burns, and my grandma,
Okay.
Teresa
Yeah.
Burns. And
They don't have one in color? You ever play that song in color, Bob?
Yeah.
You ought to seen it in color.
There are songs about. I've seen it in color.
I wish we could play songs on this. But I have some good songs.
Talk about
Yeah,
a big
I know.
man. Right there was a big
yeah.
man. That guy drove logs down the river, Muskegon River, for a whole lifetime.
Wow.
I remember him having, I don't remember a lot about him because he had a stroke when I was quite young, but they moved him off the farm on to Pierre Marquette and lived there till they both passed away there. But big guy.
Yeah.
So keep going through a few pages here. This is the Doyle family right here as youngsters.
Oh, they're all there too, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are all there. No, I don't think so.
No,
I think Jim and Kathleen is missing there, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
There's some of their kids.
Yeah.
There's Ken. There's that beautiful girl right there.
Nancy.
Nancy.
Yeah, she is a
And
gorgeous
my mom. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how old Nancy would be. She's older than John by a year or two,
Yeah.
I think.
Remus area gal.
Yeah.
Nancy was one of
May. She was a May, wasn't
May.
she?
Nancy
Yeah.
May. Yeah.
God, I'm not losing
Look at
it,
her.
Bob.
This is, I remember
Already
when they
planned
built
build
that
model
home.
home.
Yeah.
That down, oh yeah, and Rick lives there now. He bought
He
that
does,
from
yeah.
traded houses with his mother.
He did, yeah. That's
It
a
looks like
beautiful
my
home.
place, actually.
Yeah. Dick Ulrich.
Beautiful home.
Yeah.
They built there. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Never remarried.
No, never
That
did.
seemed to be the style with the big plate glass windows in the garage and then the door. Yeah, that's exactly
well, that
the same.
was back in the Leave It to Beaver days.
Yeah, well, that's it. Long
Remember
Row
Leave
Ranch.
It to the Beaver?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Harry
old
Mathers.
one's probably Doyle Cabin Grew here. I think that's where John and Nancy
yeah.
was at there. They've done an awful lot of work there. And, of course, this is some of their kids and
Wow.
whatever.
Boys kept a lot of pictures.
Oh, yeah.
There's
sure
Maureen Doyle.
Yeah, Maureen.
They're still married. He looks a little older now, though. Dwayne does.
Dwayne, yeah. I think we're all look a little older.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
good,
guess we
good
do.
people. She knows. There's a girl you should put on the radio. She's got a lot of
Maureen,
history.
yeah, she
Maureen.
should. Yeah, we should have her out.
A lot of history about things. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has the. What do you
One thing
call
they
it?
all have in common. You know one thing they have in common, Bob? They're all still married.
They are.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good parenting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, John redone the old farmhouse.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
think Maureen
Looks
and
nice.
why can't I think of his first name this
Sorry.
morning? Yeah. Sorry.
Fred. Call him Fred.
No, he's
John?
No.
No?
Look at that pretty girl.
Yeah.
That is Louise.
Oh,
think
Louise Burns?
No, Louise Doyle.
Oh, of course, yes.
See who that
Yeah.
is.
Miss
Yeah.
Farm Bureau.
Yeah. A lot
Wow.
of people.
They don't do that anymore, do they, or do they?
No. You know,
I'm
there
not
was
so sure.
a Farm Bureau was a big thing back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Of
how
course,
many farms
everybody
did we
farmed.
have? John, how many farms did we have?
Everybody had a farm.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Go down
Yeah.
there, Robinsons, the Gilberts, the
Yeah.
Doyles. And
Doyle.
You had a big FFA,
Carries.
Future Farmers of America.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had that, yeah.
Oh,
along with the 4-H.
Yeah.
Charlie Atkins used to teach
Emmons's
FFA.
down there.
Yeah. Emmons's. Emmons's used to deliver milk out to all around the country.
Yeah.
Little trucks and
Teddy
stuff.
Kelch did too.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Boy,
sure.
we're dating ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at here.
Yeah,
do
there's
that every
May
week.
Right there. Yeah.
Look at who that is.
Oh, yeah. She was beautiful. That John was lucky.
He was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Raised
a
a
good-
beautiful family.
Good mother she was. Yeah.
Yes.
Or is.
Yeah.
Keep
Still
saying
is.
was. I know I shouldn't be
Still
saying
is.
was. Yeah.
Richard Kramer. See,
Oh,
he
yeah,
married-
Dick. I saw him the
Yeah,
other day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Him and his wife are doing well. They're not running marathons anymore, but by God, they're doing
still,
pretty well.
Still hanging in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Still hanging in there.
You know, the one thing I had to point out, this is the days when they wrote up people getting married and things. They got a big write-up in the Pioneer.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Well,
your
now they
local
charge
paper.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, for obituaries, they do.
Yep.
I,
But,
like when I die, my obit's going to say he's dead. Probably cost $20 to put that in there.
Yeah, nice.
Probably more than that.
You put yourself on. You're gonna put yourself on a sign. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And Earl Schaefer, he married
Mary
John's
Doyle?
oldest sister.
Oh, yeah, I
there.
knew Earl.
Yeah. Good people. Really good people.
I told you what the sign's going to say when I die, Bob.
I know. What is it going to say?
What do you think? Just what?
Here lies Pat. You're going to bury you right under the sign.
I don't own it no more, so it won't say this. But I said if I still own the gas station when I die, there's 2 words will be put on there.
No longer full service. That's it.
No. What do you think, John? What?
2 words?
Yeah. 2 words.
For sale.
Yeah, you're right. For sale. My wife would have on there for sale, and then everybody will know I'm dead.
Nice.
Well, he must have died. It's for sale.
I doubt that. I doubt she'd do that to you. Okay.
What, sell it? Oh, yeah, I should sell it if I still owned it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe this is where those...
Dominic, yep.
Maybe
Good
this
name,
is where those invitations were to Bob Horn, Dolores Horn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Could be in here. We'll have to look a little closer.
Bob Davis.
Well, yeah.
Dominic, Dominic. Remember that song, Bob?
Yeah. I do.
Did you have
Singing
it?
on. I could get that.
Yeah, let's play that at the end.
At the end.
Dominic, Nick, in memory of Dominic Doyle.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a
He
Dominic
was a great
Doyle
guy.
still. Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you a story about Dominic Doyle.
Yeah.
People are going to think we're Catholics here pretty soon if we don't be
Yeah,
careful.
that's right.
But that's okay. I'm proud of being a
We've been
Catholic.
persecuted for years.
That's
Go ahead.
right. But I think you may be 7 to 9 years old when you get confirmed.
Yeah.
And so you had to have a sponsor.
Yeah.
So I got Dominic Doyle to be my sponsor. And of course, we went up to that was an old church at that time. And we got done with the ceremony. And my Aunt Ann and Uncle Dominic come out and give me a little bitty box, maybe quite small, 3 by 3 or something like that. And I'm thinking, boy, what's this? You know, you didn't get a lot of things, you know, as presents in some days, but I opened it up, and it's a pearl tie clasp. And I've had that tie clasp. That's the only one I've ever worn for my whole entire life. And I have it yet to this day.
Really?
It's just like it was when I got it.
Wow.
Other than the fact I've used it, it's pretty shiny. I wear it all the time.
There's John Doyle right there.
John Doyle. You
Get a
bet.
picture of that? John Doyle?
Yeah. What else we got
Changed
here?
a little bit.
This is Jim Doyle. He was the oldest. And
No, ma'am.
Jim passed away several years
Mrs.
ago.
Louise?
No, that is,
Jeannie? No.
I want to tell you that is what they called her sis. She was the next in line with Jim.
Oh, okay.
In age. Then there come John.
Yeah.
And that's Kathleen. She's
Okay,
married to Dick Kramer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope these Doyles is listening to me this morning.
Yeah.
Think they are?
They're getting it.
Some of them could be from above or somebody else. No, that I was made a mistake.
She looks like Maureen.
That is sis right there.
Okay.
She fed in here after Jim. So
Okay.
And there's more of them, but I don't know why. What happened to you, Carol? You didn't go hunting and find all these pictures and put them all in here, but be interesting to see Bob and Dolores Horn's.
Boy, you guys kept a lot of stuff, didn't you?
Oh, she did. Nothing got thrown away.
No.
That's all you had to do back in them days. You didn't have Facebook.
Well, I know,
and you
but
didn't have
there's
all
fires and
junk,
stuff
you
that
didn't
burn
have
stuff.
So you
TV
organize scrapbooks. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
You know, that's like out in California, those fires they had there and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt so sorry for those people because so many memories have been
and
burned.
think all that's lost.
Yeah.
This would
Yeah.
be gone.
Yeah.
All gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, fires are terrible. Okay, now we're getting some interesting stuff. This was out to my mom's, where my mom and Ann and my uncle Morris and Tom Francis Burns and Loretta Glazier.
Okay.
All of them grew up here, and that barn was built out there. And
Where Calvin lives now?
Oh no, that'd be out West Avenue.
Oh, wow.
Beyond Cassidy's, about a mile and a quarter.
That was there then?
That
Now
was
it's all
there.
pines.
That was a beautiful, beautiful
Yeah, I always
barn.
wondered what that looked like back then.
That's what it looked like.
All
And we used to
farmland,
pasture the cattle across the road from that on the coal pasture.
Now it's the National Forest.
I don't know what
part
it is.
of it is
The barn.
sheep ranch.
The barn is, those people talked to me about having that rebuilt, and I tried to talk them into getting some Amish to
That
go and
barn's
rebuild
still
it.
there?
No, they took it down.
Yeah.
But someplace here, there's some pictures.
There's a Doyle Farm south of Big Rapids.
That's right.
Right across the street from Jeff Garrett.
Yeah. And the Stars. The Stars lived there too.
Yep, Mabel Star.
Mabel Star.
Yeah.
That, I think, is a picture in the wintertime of probably, I think that's me and somebody else. But those winters was extremely cold. That's my dad with a team of horses that we used to do the farming with right there.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm looking for, there's a picture of the barn raising out there on my ma's old place. And there was people all over that barn.
I was talking to, this is how fast time goes by. Last night I was talking to Bill and Jane Torrey's daughter, playing euchre at Sawmill there. And I said, your dad has 9 lives. I've never seen a man so resilient, overcome the illnesses and the physical and mental anguishes that he's been through. And I said, my God, I can remember when he fell off the ladder, and I looked at her and I said, I bet it's been over, I'm going to say 10, 20 years ago anyway, huh? 43 years ago yesterday.
Oh, probably.
He fell off that ladder on McKinley.
Yeah.
And that man has had more accidents, and he just bounces back to this day. He's coming in having coffee, and he's got, he had that bad truck accident where a guy went head on with him out there at on 90th, just out by Lakeside there over the hill. Boom. Could have killed him.
Oh, for
But
sure.
the airbag saved him, and now he's doing real well. And Jane's had a few problems, but she's resilient too. She walks every day. But I just want to mention their names. They're just nice people. Big Rapids, like last night, that crowd last night, if you're not doing nothing on Monday nights at 7 o'clock, they are the nicest people. It's not all about winning, although I did win last night. I had 51 points, which, the nearest competitor was 4 points. But I'm a very gifted euchre player, one of the best there was last night anyway, and I'm not bragging, but it's just nice. Fred does a nice job at Sawmill on Monday nights there, and like I tell everybody, Zots Bar and Grill on Thursday nights, my birthday, if you want to stop by and celebrate. But on Monday nights, they're closed, and Sawmill does a nice job over there. They have good food and good camaraderie. The people, like I said, on euchre night, nobody's cheating that I know of, and I've got them all on camera, security cameras over there, of course. But stop in on the east side of Big Rapids. Okay, go ahead, John.
Okay, more pictures here. This would be my Aunt Loretta, Loretta Glazier. She'd have been my mom's and younger sister.
Wow,
and, of course, that would have been Tom's mom, and that would be her family up here.
Yeah.
Linda Luce was there, and Dick, this has been my first cousin. Him and I had a lot of fun together. Great guy. He's been gone a long time. And let me see. I don't know if I can name all of them or not. Maybe. That's Tom. And these people were she lost her husband really young in life. Dick was real small, maybe 6 or 7. And they just kind of had to travel and hustle bustle to try to make it however they could, through life. But, and I guess this must be, what is that? It's something to do with four generations.
What's the most you ever knew anybody had? How many generations did you go back, Bob, alive?
Just grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had 2.
But I had
3 generations.
Yeah, 3 generations. I had friends who had 4 generations. They had a great grandma. Yeah.
What's the most you ever heard of, John? Generations.
Probably
back.
right there.
4. I know a gal. Her name's Tina. And I said, where are you going this weekend? Well, they got saved up enough, the government assistant people. They're nice people. But her great-great-great-great-grandmother was still alive, 96 years old, down in Coldwater, Michigan. 6 generations.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
I said, well, they must have calved early.
I was going to say, they started young.
Is that the word? I don't want to use a bad
well,
word.
yeah, you're a horseman, so.
Well, calf would be cow.
Yeah, cows.
But
Cows and
I said, my Lord, how old was she when she had her? I won't bore you with it, but every one of them that had children were under 16 at the time. And the last one was her daughter had a baby, and her dad was they lived on 2nd Avenue. Her dad was from Chicago, very prominent man. He moved up here for 2 weeks and went back somewhere. But anyway, so that was the 6th generation. So she was taking her daughter and her grandchild down there to meet up and have a picture. And I never got the picture. And I told her, I said, when you get it, I'd like to get it.
Well, that was in the days when Dad was 32 and and then wife was 14. You can't do that anymore.
No.
Yeah, no.
But
It's frowned upon.
Isn't that amazing? 6 generations?
Sure.
I've never heard of so. Heck, we're lucky to see 3.
Right, exactly.
But anyway, moving on, John. I'm sorry.
For sure.
Apologize.
I got to, I guess it's a good time for me to tell you a funny story about the Catholic Church again.
We're hitting on the old Pope today, aren't we?
Sure are. Loretta.
Yeah.
My mom and aunt was in Detroit, and of course she couldn't get a job around here and couldn't make any money. Depression, so they was down
kind
there.
of like that now.
Go ahead. Not quite that bad.
No,
anyway, it's Christmas time, and of course you always went to midnight mass. This is a real funny story. I'd love to have seen this, but we can kind of picture this in our mind anyway. But midnight mass, there was just candles and pretty dim in the church, so. Anyway, Mom and Aunt Ann was watching Loretta, and she kept going back and forth to the door at this apartment they was living in. And pretty soon Loretta says, "Here he comes." And she runs out and jumps onto this Carl. She ended up marrying Carl, and they had all these kids together. But anyway, well, hi, Carl. How you doing? You want to go to Mass with us tonight? Well, yeah, I guess so, but he never been to church before, I guess. I don't know that for sure. But anyway, so they go to midnight mass, and they go in and sit down, and it's genuflect before you went in to sit down in the pew. So my mom, Aunt Ann, my Uncle Morris, Mike Burns.
Morris Burns, yeah.
Morris Burns, they were together, and Tom was following, or Carl was following. So everybody's genuflected in one end of the pew, sit down.
Right.
So Uncle Mike, he genuflects in front of Carl, and Carl falls over the top of him onto the floor, kawoomity boomity bam, and gets up and he says, "What the hell did you do that for?" I guess I'm safe to say that word,
yeah,
right?
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
can't use the East word.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, they gets in and sits down, go to mass.
Really?
And they're all sit down. And of course, my mother and Aunt Ann, that's all they had to do is just do a little slant eye, and they just bust a gut laughing.
Right.
So they looked at each other and just laughed, and all of them laughed.
Lord.
And pretty soon they had to get up and leave because people was getting ready to about kick them out.
Right.
And they went home and had, of course, midnight breakfast and all of that stuff, and had to get up the next morning to go back to church. But can you only imagine seeing that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Jump over the top of somebody falling to church. But that was in the cathedral in Detroit.
Oh, really?
That's where they was at.
Wow.
At that time. Yeah, so anyway, a little laughter here this morning.
Lord, yeah.
And so, 4 generations, great lady. Struggled. Can you imagine being a single mom and raising all those kids?
Wow.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
That was a chore, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
A real chore. So I can't see these pictures really good. I'm kind of going to pass by some of these here. I think that might be my mom there. What I'm looking for is a picture of the barn raising out there west of town.
Oh.
It's a very interesting picture. Now, you already, either Carol put two of them in
But did you go
there.
up in here?
There it is, right there. How'd you do that? Okay,
That's divine intervention. The good Lord saying, "Hurry up."
Yeah.
Dinner at the barn raising. Hannah Cassidy and Ma Burns.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an old picture.
Look at the men that's on that barn.
Wow, that's the Amish do now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how many days it took them to build that, but
my Lord.
Yeah.
I can say that right. The Lord's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Right. Yeah. Back in the day.
Enough interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Dick
pretty
Luce
good?
over there. Yeah.
Dick Luce. Yeah.
Good guy. Linda, she's up to Brooks.
She's
Mars
up to Brooks,
Navy just recently
yeah,
passed.
she's
I
up
was
to
going up there to see him quite often. And, God bless him. But Linda's up there.
Yeah, that's my old dad, and that would have been one of the Glacier girls right there.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls.
Yeah.
All of them were.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another picture there of the four generations.
Yeah.
So how are we doing on time? Are we running out of time?
We're doing all right.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm hogging up the program.
No, you're not. No, don't.
Okay.
Good Lord, 1927, they kept that.
All right.
Well, it's just like a book that Dan Hatchew brought in to me. Everybody knows Dan from Phil's Auto Parts.
Oh, sure.
Great old people out there.
Yeah.
Dan brought me a book in Mecosta County Fair, and it was oh gosh, I should have brought it with me. I think it's out in my truck, 1920.
Probably.
And there's an ad in there from my Uncle Peter Curry on a livery stable.
Okay.
And then also he would wash your car for $1.
Right.
Yeah.
I seen that on Facebook this morning. I was almost
ya?
late getting here, reading up on Peter Curry.
Yeah, Bob King, he's really a historian, and we're very grateful for somebody like him in this community, because otherwise we wouldn't have those old pictures, and he's got bunches of them, and he's trying to get some from the Pioneer. I think they have a bunch downstairs there at the Pioneer that he's trying to get located. But boy, it just brings a lot of memories, and I actually have learned more about my Uncle Peter, great Uncle Peter, more from Bob King than we did our own family. My dad never talked about his side very much. He had a rough childhood, and so therefore he just wanted to make sure we had a better one, and we did. But unfortunately, he never really talked about the Walters or the Curries. I know the Walters from Greenville, and the Curries came out of Scotland a couple of generations before him. But anyway, so it's kind of cool that Bob King's doing all that.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's too bad, Bob King. You got to come on the radio with Pat Curry.
Yeah, we're going to have to get him on here.
Got a lot of things to talk about. So, what's that about, Pat?
Well, it's a record of Martin Burns, born August 1st, 1863, came to Michigan from Marlbank, Hastings County, Hunkford Township, Canada. Wow, the fall of 1877, 14 years old. Got my certificate of citizenship the 8th day of November, 1889. Lived in Paris, Michigan, 1877 to 82. And then he went to Big Rapids, 82 to 96. And then East Jordan, he went up north. Boy, them are the days. 1896 to 1904. Died in Big Rapids at the age of 92, December 25th, 55. Wow.
Yeah.
What that guy could tell us, huh?
He had a lot of history. I have a pike pole. He used to pike the logs down the Muskegon River for different logging. There wasn't too many.
But look at that penmanship.
Exactly, yeah.
Readable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They just don't
today you
teach
couldn't
it like
read
that
that
anymore.
if somebody wrote that today.
Couldn't read it if I
You
did
couldn't
it.
read it to save yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
Boy, that is good. You can read that really well. But Hunkford, Hastings County, you think of, or Hunkford Township, Hungerford, not Hungerford, Hungerford
You'd think
Township,
yourself by
Canada.
yourself in my place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hungerford, Wow. Yeah, that's
you
interesting.
talk about history.
Boy, that's preserved. That paper's preserved.
Oh, it is. Very well.
A long time, 55, if that's when it was written, obviously.
A little more about history here.
Yeah.
Yesterday, my youngest daughter, Mary, and I went for a snowmobile ride. So, of course, I'm always about history. So we went into Woodville.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Woodville had a lot of history. And, of course, the old railroad trust, the grade is still there coming out of Woodville.
Yeah.
So I kind of stuck to that a little bit, and we got out in here by Turnbull Lake and Hungerford Lake.
Yeah.
And we stopped 2-3 times and showed her. I don't know how many people's ever been out that Hungerford grade, you call it, but the amount of dirt that was moved with nothing to move it with. There was no dozers. It was horses and stone scrapers and slush scrapers and things like that. But there's filth there. I mean, where they filled the earth up, they got to be 100 and some feet high. It's very, very interesting to go and see that. But I don't know if Mary believed me or not, what I was telling her about how those was filled up. But, my mother always said everybody that come into Big Rapids come out of Muskegon and brought the train in and come in that way. That's how Big Rapids actually grew back in the day.
Yeah.
Come in down at Hungerford Grade and come in somewheres, I want to think Woodward Avenue, and then come in down in by where what used to be the Dairy Queen. It's something new now, but A&W we'll talk about. Talk about that. What's some of the oldest businesses in town, Pat?
Oldest ones?
Yeah.
Probably. Still surviving today?
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to say Schuberg Insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Schuberg's
Tyler's
Bar.
fourth generation.
Schuberg's Bar.
Yeah. I knew the owner there, Carl.
Yeah.
A senior there. He was a great guy. He was a big man.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. I used to drive him around to the fairs.
Yeah.
But then, that's Michael Oil Company.
Michael Oil.
Yeah. Gail's doing a great job up there. Then we got
Grunts Brothers.
Grunts Brothers. Yeah, we never talk about Grunts too much, but I remember Frank, Jim, and John.
Right. Yeah.
When I was a little kid, Aunt Margaret used to take us in there and get a little candy on Sunday after church. But they were good Lutherans.
Yeah.
And we were good Catholics.
Yeah.
And we got along great.
Oh, yeah.
The Grunts are great people, and Jana and Bob and Colin's in there running, I think Colin is.
Yeah.
But anyway, you go by Grunts, they got everything in there from wine to liquor to beer, all your favorite beverages that will get you buzzed.
It's all changed, since we were kids,
they used to sell guns in there and everything else. I'm thinking about starting a sports
I can remember going into Grunts and buying as little as one shell. That's all you had money for.
Wow,
you talk about, what did you think about money? Yeah, you thought about money. If you had a few cents, it's good enough. But,
there's a lot of stories told in that place, wasn't there? They used to have a lot of guns upstairs there. I remember if you wanted one, they had to go upstairs and get it.
Yeah.
Probably still have guns up there. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good store. Grunts. They had the bait there, the live bait. We used to go in and get that, go fishing down the river and catch carp. My cousin Tom and I. A lot of good memories. Back then we didn't really dwell on money so much as just something to eat.
Something to have.
Go hunt,
something to
shoot,
do.
something to
have fun, entertain
and we always
yourself.
ate what we shot,
Oh, yeah.
Hell, I remember eating coon. You ever eat coon?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's good. You pressure cook
I don't
it, right?
think the only thing.
Skin them and hell, their pelts were worth like
ate was the possum.
$25 back
We
in the
do
day.
a recipe show.
Yeah.
How to cook raccoon,
Yeah, Alice Dunn was the greatest in cooking, pressure cooking.
Oh, yeah.
She's the old school,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Why don't we bring things in here and take the sponsors, and then we'll play we'll shut the screen down and do a couple of songs for you.
Let's do that. Curry's Corner here. Seth Winger, we want to thank him from Winger Agency right on Perry Street and then also in Baldwin. Seth's a good friend of mine. Good guy. Just comes from a good family from Baldwin there. Right along with the Childresses. I see Ira's on Facebook a lot now, and he's an old football player at Ferris and doing well. I'd love to have him stop by and see me someday. We used to have lunch together a lot back in the day. I used to kid him a lot. But anyway, Gilbert's Carpet Plus, the oldest name. Well, there's an old name too, Gilbert's.
Oh, yeah.
My Lord, talk about being in business a long time. Gordy's 80-some years old, and he still works every day.
Right.
Todd wouldn't be able to do it without him. 80-some years old and gets there and slices them cats and dogs up and neuters them. If you don't have your cat and dog neutered by now, you should be.
Right.
Maybe you ought to neuter yourself too, Bobby.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, DW2 Drywall, I've talked about Dale. Dale's a great guy here in Big Rapids, does a great job with drywall, but more importantly, he's a great guy. He's a vet. He's just a good human being. Michigan Landscape and Excavate. Jeff, new to the area the last few years, but he's done a great job. He's set a tone of a perfectionist. He does a great job digging a hole for your house, let alone doing your landscaping for you. So Jeff Garrett, doing a good job. Barretton Firearms, Casey and Cal out there, they do a great job. If you need a CPL done, get your license and stuff, or you want to buy a gun, he has good guns. He's really got involved over the years. He's the undersheriff with Brian Miller at the helm there. But Casey's done a lot of fundraisers and gives these people some good prices. Right now, they have a big gun raffle going on now, I believe, for the Little League baseball. So if you want a ticket, see somebody like Bob Aldrich here at WBCX 1039.
I'll just send you over to Casey.
Yeah. Well, the morning's gone by pretty fast.
Talk about that the chili cook-off again before we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
another reminder about the chili cook-off. That will be Saturday night or afternoon from 5 until 7:30. That
This-
will be
this
at St.
Saturday?
Mary's. This Saturday.
Oh, that's a tough night.
Yeah.
It's a tough night. Not to interrupt you, but I'm good at it. I learned it from my comrade Pete Kent.
You got it.
You want to say something, you just interrupt.
That's it.
Right.
Over at the mayor's table, we have like 3 people talking at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. It's like
shout each
AM,
other out
FM
there.
radio bleeding in. But anyway, a lot of things are going on. Bobby Parker
Yes,
is
that's
having
right.
a benefit
That's
down
right.
to American Legion in Morley. Not sure what time it is, but if Bob wants to look it up real quick, make a shout out there. His son has cancer and family. They're having a little fundraiser for Bobby Jr. there and at the American Legion, I believe, in Morley.
Some more good, hard-working people.
I
Very
don't think it's the
hard-working.
Stanwood Eagles, is it? I think it's the American Legion in Morley, yeah.
Okay.
Could be.
And I imagine if you get down there around 4 o'clock, they're going to have an auction. They got a lot of nice things in there. 19-mile vet clinic out here. The Cruises gave a nice basket. I'll tell you, this is what kind of town we have. Bobby came in and was, I'm going to give him a basket of goods to auction off. And while he was talking to me about it, and it's Jason Cruz, the superintendent of Green Township up there, supervisor, he doesn't even know these people, but he was listening to the story, how tragic it is. And he looked at me, he said, I'll get you a basket. We'll make up a basket. So 19-mile clinic, or not 19-mile road veterinarian clinic, put together a nice basket. Probably got about, it's all animal stuff in there. And it's probably got $300-400 worth of stuff in that basket. So there's going to be a lot of nice baskets given to these people and the raffle off. And Bob, we got to pray for his family right now.
There you go.
The other thing that's going on Saturday, we have a lot of things going on. Comfort House up in Reed City, the Comfort Home. Tommy and Laura Curry started it a few years back, and they're 501(c). So, whatever you give to them, it's good deduction, but it's going to a good cause up there. They're having a euchre tournament. I think it's the third one now at the Elks Club. So that's Saturday night, too, and I think that starts at 4 o'clock, so be there early. But if you want to get in on it, they like pre-registration. So call the Comfort Home or get online. It's a Comfort Home of Reed City, Big Rapids area, Mecosta, Osceola. Laura and Tom do a great job up there with their staff, but they do need funding. And like I say, it's from donations that keep it going. And I just remember the Ward family when they lost Fran Ward, a very dear friend of ours, and Jerry, her, just a big integral part of Big Rapids in the day. She went up there and rest her soul. And Johnny and Joe and Beth couldn't talk highly enough about him. They just thought it was just a very, very beautiful service that they put on up there for him. So anyway, the Comfort Home, and then Bob Parker's, like I say, and then the chili cook-off. So there's a lot of things to do. I just don't see you being bored sitting at home.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
But
Yeah.
that's about it, hey? What else?
Yeah.
Jelly?
Well, I guess we're kind of winding down here.
Yeah,
I
we
guess
got to
I
let
would
Jen
like
get back to her normal programming. Bobby is going to play my Dominic.
Yep.
You know what that was on, Singing Nun.
Yes, Singing Nun.
Did you watch the Singing Nun?
Before my time.
Oh, was it really?
It's
Before
been a few years, yeah.
You
It was in
remember
the
it,
late
John.
50s,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
That was a very popular song. You knew who was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't come around until about 1959, so.
You knew who starred in Singing Nun.
I don't know who.
Mary Poppins.
Julie Andrews, yeah.
There you go.
Used to
I
hear
figured
those
you'd know.
songs on an AM radio. Didn't
Pardon?
have FM.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't even
no
have
FM back then, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'd like to mention again before we
Yeah,
end
do
up,
that, yeah.
I'm very, very interested in trying to find some information about this set of wheels. And not for myself, for the Big Rapids area and people traveling through. And
Well, just before we close, too, we want to remind you next Tuesday, I will be naming off the top 10 ladies of Big Rapids, and my number 1 lady will be announced the winner.
Okay, very good.
And she will get a free sandwich at Hooked at Curry's.
There you go.
The winner will. The rest of them will be able to get, just come in at Hooked at Curry's. They can come in
They'll
and pay
get a
for their
sandwich,
own.
too.
My number 1 for the day will be my mother, Mary
Yeah,
Zimmerman.
there you go,
Her
yeah.
birthday was Sunday.
Yeah.
And I guess my number 2 is going to be my brother Fred. His birthday's today.
Yeah.
86 years old.
Yeah. Well,
We had a lot of fun times together.
Yeah. My mother was, she was the mother of the year here in Big Rapids back in the 60s. That's when they used to do that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But anyway, my mother will be omitted because everybody knows I love my mama.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So we'll see you, Bob. It's 2 minutes to 10, top of the hour at WBZX 103.9.
Yeah, WBZX Big Rapids.
Thank you for inviting me.
God bless you, Bobby.
All right, so that's it. Curry's Corner on B1039. Stand by with the jukebox.
Curry's Corner.
Brought to you by Big Rapids Pennzoil and Auto Repair, Seth Winger at the Winger Insurance Agency, Gilbert's Carpets plus Color Tile, Barreton Firearms and Training Center, DW2 Drywall, and Michigan Land